Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Decisive Campaigns. We are here with the invasion of France and the Low Countries, Case Yellow and, well, let's just say Val Gelb and Val Rood, so Case Yellow, Case Red. Both of them at the same time, definitely here. The allies have decided not to follow the dial plan, and that means that they can move around a little bit more. Either way, this episode is sponsored by my Patreon supporter, Pumnoral, but my other Patreon supporters as well, of course. So if you would like to see more episodes of potentially a game of your choice, depending on your level of support, head on to patreon.com, see which level of support suits you. And with that said, let's continue. Let's start actually up here in the north. And because the front line is moving so quickly, I need the last part of the 22nd. Where are you? Sometimes these things are a bit hard to determine. Did I... Like, I cannot imagine them already. Or is it the... Oh, it's just 22nd Luftland that they don't have any artillery. Never mind. Whoops. 54th is also quite split. So where's the artillery? All of this stuff gets so confusing. So they don't have anything in the actual forts, nor on the outskirts. So, okay, so with regards to the 14th Infantry, they might be able to deal with that artillery, perhaps. Like I said, on the next turn, that's probably gonna be for the best. They're getting into Antwerp, but yeah, I don't... it says 92, so they don't have anything at that front unit there either. But they do certainly have stuff in Antwerp itself. What I can do, though, is... as Verfügungstruppen, I can move them over to this side, cross the Scheldt, and then potentially work towards an encirclement of the units in there too. It doesn't seem to be necessarily on the cards right now, but I guess we're working on it. And as we're getting blocked, these forces, as I will try to keep them as close together as possible, obviously, but that might prove to be a little bit difficult just in general. Like in the case of the 208th. Well, at the very least, some of those parts could be reeled there. So that's nice. Let's keep going. There we are. These are the rear area units, like the last of the last. How much would it cost to rail transfer these as well? let's just take a look what they're part of this core. Yes, I would send them down there. Over to this area. That helps. 2 engineers, where I think, yeah, I don't need to repair any bridges in the Netherlands itself. Can I move down again? Well, there we are, and then I only have stuff like bombers and things like that left on top of the engineers, of course, which I will also not fail to send down. Train. Okay. I still have bombers that I might move as well. 255. And the 216th will, for the moment, just go straight down. I'll have the reserve division also try to take care of things down there, so they can work on that. So those guys are easily taken care of. The 7th is part of the 5th Corps here, which is also tasked with wiping out the rest. I would imagine they're already not doing that well. So good. They can retreat. I don't really care about that. But they're on the other side of the river now, and that means that it's, I guess, going to be a little bit more annoying to defeat them. They also have a few more troops there. I need to definitely repair quite a few bridges. So let's get across for the moment. And I want to repair that bridge. So, are you on a rail hex? No? Not yet. But you're in place now. So, good. Okay, so next up, the 4th will I guess start moving towards the next encirclement area. There we go. I guess pretty useful to be repairing that. The 4th. I also need 4th artillery. That's here. Okay. So they're going there. Then can you cross? No. Would I care if they try to recross? I don't think so. So let's also have them move up. I don't think these engineers will have to do a whole lot. I can always switch them. But either way. That's looking pretty neat. Then the 253rd. They'll continue moving along. Up there. Alright. Pretty good. I generally like to do the rear guard action and things like that first. Yeah, because that just gives me more information on what's going on. Like, for example, here, if I could cut them off, then I will have snagged... I don't know what the difference is between this unit. Because it's yellow. Either way, I will get a lot of information. Just moving the 31st in here, this almost doesn't count at this point. Yeah, I will not easily be able to attack that artillery, and I can't effectively... No, that's not true. I might actually be able to attack from the other side. It might seem a bit strange. But I wouldn't say it's that weird. Very interesting indeed. Okay, I'm willing to risk doing an air recon. Just that. Still, that is a problem. Let's see what happens if I do that. There's just not enough. It's also just the panzers of 3rd Panzer. Like now, I actually need to move 4th Panzer in there as well, even just for safekeeping, so to say. And I was never gonna beat these guys anyway. It might look like little, but you can't just go about and defeat these. Either way, they're gonna have a lot of trouble in the next turn anyhow, so it is not... that big of a problem. Seems like they abandoned Brussels. 'Cause you don't just do that. Alright, as a reserve division, I would like them to focus on that and actually connect together. But this is what I was talking about when I said that if I take this center area, it doesn't really matter that they are collected there. And because these guys are encircled, they're not actually threatening me there either. So, I guess they can keep going. Like, this isn't much again either, but it encircles some of them. Again, this is looking like one big mess here. Yeah, okay, so what I'll do is I'll have the 18th also collect themselves around them. And that way, the fear of encirclement is rather small. So I would not be surprised to get this a bit later, but if I can encircle those forces, I'm not in too much trouble here. My biggest concern is just to continue moving forward with my mobile units. I effectively defeated the Belgians. Let's get them in here. I still have the 4th, although I have this part of the 4th Panzer moving in a very different direction. I'll have to see. Obviously, I'm bypassing Charleroi. One of the things that I guess would be interesting is try to get as quickly as possible to those evac points, because that will prevent the British forces that are here. It will prevent them from evacuating, and I would not mind that one bit. Yeah, like I said, I don't see them moving down. I guess they could. In which case, I might be in a little bit of trouble. Let's transfer them, just in case. Okay, good. And the rest of these guys, they will present... rather a mop-up duty. that didn't go too smoothly. But we'll be fine. Now I only have the 19th left here. If they were to break out to these and they were to break out to this, then technically all of these guys will no longer be encircled for at least another turn. How much of a problem do I think that is? That is definitely a question that I want to ask myself. I mean, I'm sure they can go to these. That's not a problem. The thing that I really need is to prevent this from going on. And I think that way. I guess this will do fine. They cannot move through here, and they are unlikely to try to move up here, whereas I don't think these guys have that much movement left. I don't see them getting through here anyhow. Yeah, sure. So that's working out pretty well. I'm repairing that. The 6th mostly has their HQs up there, so I actually need to move the 6th army up in here, and I'll be performing this on the 7th. I can't. Okay. On the 5th. Cannot play the card. You guys then. Improving logistics. The great thing about bombing them like this is that it really weakens them for the final blow. Which is what I like. I still got a little bit. As long as I have good targets, I don't really see a whole lot of reason to move. Anyway, that does take care of the northern part, which leaves me with the next part. I'm gonna move all the way to the south. I know again that it looks a bit weird this way. But as I've said before, I'm rather doing this because that way I'm getting a bit more information on everything. So there's nothing in those forts now. I will not take these guys down this turn. For this turn, so the artillery that was here actually retreated. They're in light forest. Yeah, I didn't really see that succeeding this turn at the very least. Just kind of wanted to weaken them, and they are encircled now. 76th will have to deal with that. Let's move you in here, and this engineer will repair that bridge. This bridge will then be repaired on the next turn. 76th, like I said, will try to deal with these as well. It means that I'm looking to move forward with the 34th. They have a ragtag of forces down there. Well, I'm not impressed by these guys, and the fact that the French have way too little forces in this area becomes very apparent, I think. Engineers. Engineers should be very weak, I think. And yet I lost quite a bit of units. Yeah, they have some serious troops in that area. Now, I will not just be able to beat those, unfortunately. Same here. I do still need a significant number of forces also to deal with this. You know, they're no joke. Let's make sure we take Sedan. I think they've actually taken quite a bit of casualties there. Those were easy enough. Now it sounds a bit weird, but I do think that now I can continue moving along at the very least already with the 29th. Still looking at a potential encirclement of a lot of French forces over in this region as well. But that might get complicated. Another thing that's complicated is the fact that I did not get that hex, which indicates that there might be forces waiting down there. One thing that's also a bit unfortunate is that these guys can technically still rail out through this rail line. They can't do it up here because I've taken Hirson, so these already have to walk. Let's continue. So I'm just busy for a little bit. Either way, yeah. So I should definitely, now that I've gotten. Like, these guys will cross here and kind of just hold this area. So I'm still, like, I don't really care that much about them. Potentially doing stuff. If they want to go in here again, I'm fine with it. It's time for the Panzers to start rolling here. That's just all I'm gonna say about it. So I also still have the first. I'll have them block this area too. Yeah, we have this division here, or this core even, entire core, which is in a bit of a pickle at the moment, but attack them with all three. So ultimately, I do think all of these guys should be cleared here. There's still trouble, and this is an entire city, so I would not expect to get away scot-free here. I know I'm overstacking there as well. What do I have left to attack with? That's also... Put another bombing run on them. Yeah, I think it's worth it. If they want to take Monterm and move back in there, I just don't care that much, I think. Well, we almost got them. I guess I'll try to deal with it on the next turn in full. Yeah, got close enough. Anyway, I did take care of you. You need to wait there to fix that stuff. And the entire 68th is good here. Let's keep going. These units could try to go in here, but I would say they're lost pretty much. Yeah, there's just currently not a whole lot that's stopping me in that section. I have plenty of forces here, so that's also looking good. Let's continue. Moving. Okay, they really want to keep Namur. I'll move back, and the reason for that is I'm actually a little bit afraid of artillery. That is the main factor there, actually. I'll try to fix that bridge. Meanwhile... I do actually want to get that crossing. They'll stay there. I guess I did take that city, but this also makes it look like there will be like an attack or something. Yeah, let's put you into this side and yeah, the artillery is coming there too. They're moving the 7th Panzer. You're holding this area. You guys certainly need to be moving as well. Reinhardt's panzer group spearheading the advance. Here. There we go. I still have to move those units there as well, but I'm I'm saving the best for last. Look, you're gonna stack your units like that, they're gonna get burned. And it just means I'm gonna take advantage of a stack like that. Actually, also severely disorganizes them. They don't seem to have that much trouble with the supplies yet. However, I guess technically, yeah, they have this rail line that goes through all of that, and then it kind of extends, so I'm not too surprised there. Yeah, so I kind of want to keep my distance here for a bit, so let's also reorganize the troops in such a way that, yeah, it will be done somewhat properly. So the goal is to kind of just get around, but I will put a significant number of troops in there. I just want to do it in such a way that I don't immediately need to engage those forces, and they actually need to move a little bit in order to attack mine. So they might put a gargantuan stack in there, whatever, like this. What the heck? But yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just bypassing them, so I'm just racing towards other objectives, and I don't really care what they do. I would need to cut them at Charleroi to finish their ability to move out by rail, but currently there's just no way I can do that. Also, they can still technically move to places like Dunkirk, etc., but I'll have to see how that goes. The one thing I do know is that I'll continue to bomb. Alright, either way, I'll wrap up the last parts of this episode, or this turn, in the next episode. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. So take care, see you then, and bye-bye. But not before I give a special shout out to all my Patreon supporters: Dungeon Pastor, Thomas B. Marshall, C Data, Swords, Thomas Trillion, and Boom Neural. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, see you next time, and bye-bye.